Streetlifting is growing, but the programming behind is still immature. And that's why most athletes stall between 12 and 18 months. Not because they lack discipline, but because they're applying the wrong frameworks. Streetlifting right now is confused. Some people train it like powerlifting, calisthenics, bodybuilding, or a hybrid sort of training and a combination of multiple sports. But it's none of those. Streetlifting is a load-dependent, leverage-sensitive, and bodyweight interacting strength sport. And that changes everything. Streetlifting has different requirements that aren't met nowadays, such as programming for overhead mobility, programming for high-skill movement, such as a muscle-up. This muscle-up cannot be treated as a squat, for example. There needs to be a different approach for it. And there are other things, like your mass distribution changes the whole lift because your center of mass changes in relation to the base of support. And yet, most programming ignore that. And here is what typically happens. The first 12 months, everything works. Linear progression, PRs every week. But then come months 12 to 18 and things start shifting. Elbows start talking, shoulder gets irritated, squat stops climbing, and pull-ups plateau. Not because you peaked, because you accumulated fatigue without structure. And you know it by yourself. You don't need more motivation. You need good programming, a biomechanics first approach. You need proper phase structuring, so proper training blocks that are designed for specific outcomes, and training that respects your tendons and ligaments. Most athletes just push harder. That works until it doesn't. Nobody talks about this in streetlifting. Ribcage orientation changes your dip strength dramatically. So whether you are flared or presenting with heavily rounded shoulders, it will affect your dips heavily. Shoulder depression or shoulder retraction obsession is killing your performance. By fixing your shoulder blade and not letting it move, you restrict performance outcome. Hip rotation and asymmetries don't just show up in your squats, they also dictate the squat force direction. And foot pressure in streetlifting usually is a complete disaster. What most people do is that they glorify weight on the belt or on the bar, but they completely ignore force direction. Strength is force expression, not weight on a belt or on a bar. And if your system isn't organized, your nervous system downregulates output. And that's why some athletes grind forever and seemingly make no progress at all. Let me be clear, I'm not here to give you the 3 best tips for dips or to send you a PDF and wish you good luck. In my coaching, I try to remove the guesswork and the blind spots by creating or building a performance system. With my PR block system, we will hit PRs on a block-to-block basis, making micro-scale changes and finding the perfect training plan for you as an athlete based on your needs and your requirements that are derived from your structure, your injury history, your daily life, your stress factors, and everything that accounts into it. Each block has a purpose. We track what matters, not just in training, also externals, and we refine the framework on a block-to-block basis. We use the things that worked well, those things that didn't work well, we say goodbye. And over time, we build a framework where you can hit block-to-block PRs instead of trying to force PRs every now and then. As already discussed or touched on, we try to program around your levers and your structure, so around your morphology, right? Everyone has different segment lengths. Everyone is presenting with a different body shape, and obviously we also take into account your injury history. So whether it is ligaments, tendons, joints, those things have a different approach. Ligaments and tendons do not adapt to the same stimulus or the same stimulus as muscles do. So this is an important concept if we really want to get pain-free and discomfort-free in the long run. And in addition to that, we're also managing your nervous system adaptation. And this is an overlooked area because knowing when to push, knowing when to back off, and knowing whether we are training or expressing strength on the platform is a skill that needs to be trained and needs to be refined. And obviously, we don't ignore the stuff outside of the gym. Sleep, stress, body weight, nutrition, because those are structural constraints too. I'm not here to copy powerlifting, calisthenics, or bodybuilding. I'm here to major this sport. I coach streetlifters that want 20 to 30 to 40 kilos on their total. Not in 4 weeks and not off hype, but structurally earned. Without chronically inflamed elbows, without shoulders that just need warming up, without emotional programming, and without random heavy days. If you're okay hovering around the same numbers, managing pain instead of eliminating it, switching programs every 8 weeks, this probably isn't for you. But if you want to raise your ceiling, not just your weekly max, if you're tired of feeling pain, feeling strong, and being stuck, then stay, because that's who I coach. Streetlifting doesn't need more hype. It needs better systems. And my coaching is about building those systems. And if you need a system that gets you moving forward without setbacks, with continuous PRs on a block-to-block basis, then apply for my one-on-one online coaching. The link is in the description down below. And if you haven't done yet, please help me grow this channel by liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the post notifications so you don't miss out on any new video. That's a wrap for today. See you in the next one.